We're on this Canaanite religion. I started working this week. I've contributed very little, but this is what I got.
Yeah, so it's the overview of the Canaanite. We're doing the
overview Canaanite. And again, I'd like to get specific, but you can't invest too much time anywhere. So you got to give overview. And then once we have the full overview, then we'll know where to go and
Well, I was just about to say, and I'm going to start making it actually. I'm going to make I started a PowerPoint. It's Babylon to now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be the financial system that we're in, and basically how the government is organized with, like, it's more of like an oligarchy of like different families or like head families controlling shit. But
this will be good because I have my shit from like the 1700s.
This all goes back to Babylon. No, this is beautiful. It's all going to tie together. This ties together with Charles shit of maritime law and like all that shit, and this ties together with the Santos stuff of the black nobility and all that. And once we do all these kind of overviews of, Babylon, Persia, the Etruscans.
We can't be ignorant. We got to be well versed in all areas. We got to have familiarity.
Because then we're gonna miss shit, and we're gonna have to go back and do it again. And it's gonna be I'm gonna get
everything,
blow my brains out.
And then we'll know where to fucking snipe.
Because so many even stuff we're gonna
crane and snake technique.
Exactly, snake eyes.
Well, it's a different episode, brother.
But no, even stuff we're gonna get in today, like the Etruscans are gonna be a whole fucking episode. Like, that's gonna be a whole thing. Like
the Bolsheviks.
Rome is gonna be a whole, like, that's gonna be a multi-parter. We're gonna do in the overviews, and then we're gonna do
the Dragon Kings. That's what I meant to tell you.
We're gonna have a beautiful presentation that I'm working on, and it's gonna be fantastic.
Where's Dragon Kings from? The big chart we have, right? The big pyramid chart.
And the top.
Look at what people have been finding in their food. Secret societies, ties to terror, shootings, riots, not reported. JFK warned of SS. Aryan elite leads the SS system. A secret symbol sign, unite SS. Top leaders sign. SS symbols tie to Saturn, God of Time, Lord of Rings. Mafia.
Is this real?
This is many different TikToks have posted the same. They just pulled it out of their, That's a different lady.
It's like it's on a piece of paper and it's in the box.
Yeah.
Are they all from the same area, or is it different?
I don't know. I just was the thing I just saw today while I was eating before you came over.
Saturn, Lord of the Rings.
Nazis, Black Sun, Hindus, swastika, Malta, Knights of Malta, DK's long skulls.
This is like huge.
Where to find in Peru? Turkey.
Did you see what they just found in?
Yeah,
in
I
South
watched
America?
your video. How they keep
the three fingers.
Bro, I've been telling you about this for months. It's the mummies. I told you, Jesse Michaels has a whole documentary about it.
Well, it's disgusting.
Those are real.
And people should check out Jesse Michaels.
Dude, you're not allowed to argue that those are real if you believed it. If you were walking around saying believe the science for COVID. Because that is real science. That's not us saying we believe something. No. That they did it with every bit of science that they would consider to be real and mainstream. Exactly. And they go, they're not full human. They have some human, not full human. And they didn't do that to their skulls themselves. They're actually like that. And they're actually three-fingered. They didn't.
So go ahead, explain. We're not the fucking assholes anymore. Explain that.
But, I mean, this could be a schizophrenic person obviously doing this.
Yeah, I mean, of course. Yeah, slipping a man at the factory.
But it's also 100%. Like pretty on.
It's a Q drop situation. You know what I mean?
It basically hits like every fucking thing.
Yeah, dude, this makes my dick hard. Like, I fucking love.
Where is it? There's one. It says Dragon King somewhere, and I was like, see. Saturn's royal family. Oh yeah, Dragon King. It's called Dragon King. Saturn's royal family. SS hide a tiny race called Dragon Kings. The long skull.
A tiny race. Chinese.
Their long skulls. Cave cities were found in Peru, Turkey, East.
Yeah, they uncovered those. They're finding this shit, dude. This shit's popping up.
Confederate flag, X, cube, gate, arc, dome, swastika, pyramid, shield.
Some shit. Like,
bro, this is like designed to just like hit all of our buzzwords.
No, dude, I swear to God. Like,
skull, bones, black square ball. Black square ball. What does that mean?
Oh,
square ball. It just says scales.
Disarmed.
Need confused.
We got to get guns. I'm getting a Glock 19 pistol. I might get the Glock 19X if I want to fork the money up.
I'm going to need something like that, but I think I'm also going to need some type of military turret machine gun.
Like a mounted. We can't get a machine gun. We can't get much here, to be honest with you. That's why we got to move
at the store.
That's why we got to move to a better state.
Brother, we'll go to Tennessee and we'll come back and no one will know what we have.
Yeah, but then you can't do anything with it unless the
I don't need
collapses.
to do anything with it until the government. I don't want to go shooting.
No, of course not.
Other than practice.
Well, yes, we have to practice.
Well, maybe where you get all fucking locked and loaded with shit, and then you just... Oh, it's so loud.
Oh, my God. Well, no, imagine that shit. Yeah, in the nighttime when your house is pitch black, you fire your gun for the first time in a closed, dark bedroom.
Versus the Navy SEAL. Yeah, the Coast Guard is coming in to get you out of your house.
This Navy SEAL dude said if martial law is enacted, FEMA can take over your house and use it for other people. FEMA can deem your house like a...
FEMA can also get these hands at my door.
I'm just saying. We got to lock it
and
down.
then they can call the Coast Guard.
We need to get land.
And tell them that we got a manhunter on the loose.
Yeah. No, we got to get land and we got to get the fuck out of Dodge at some point.
You know what's nice about living in another country is you're like, I can get out of here and go somewhere like America. The fuck are we going to go?
You got to go. Yeah, you're fucked. Where are we going to go?
How gay anywhere. Like, obviously we have our faults, but I mean, if you're from here, you're not going to last anywhere.
No, I would have to be like in a house hanging off a cliff in Italy.
Yeah, it was the only place I ever think of.
You know what I mean? I think about that a lot.
I wonder if I would
some
get there and I
towns
could like breathe good or something.
Dude, people say
you know, polyester clothes is poisoning us with microplastics.
Is that with like is that like Nike Dry Fit?
All that's
is
anything moisture wicking.
My underwear is that.
Everything polyester is you're completely poisoning
it should
yourself.
Be cotton.
I think
or
is
linen.
What they were getting.
Linen
at.
Is the best.
I
probably.
mean, linen would be nice. I don't know why that's not more common.
Yeah,
I don't have any linen.
As Larry June would say, you get the girl, you bring her home, you fuck her on linen.
I have bed sheets. Yeah, I mean for shirts. Nice linen shirt.
No, I would like I bought a linen shirt. That's old money. You know what I mean? Black nobility, they're not going out buying.
No, it's class.
They're not going out buying Gucci shirts because they're not fucking retarded.
That's my boss shit.
Yeah.
Not young guns
Exactly.
coming up,
No.
flashing their cash.
I was really going to say something. I was going somewhere with something, and we got sidetracked.
That's how she goes sometimes, bud. Way of the road. Way of the road.
Oh, no, my sister's buddy, he went to Italy, and he came back, and he said he has a gluten allergy, right? You can't eat like a lot of shit. Dude, he went there, and he was eating like pasta, and he was fine. He was like, let me try the bread. He was eating the bread, fine.
Yeah, because all the shit
dude, he was
they
there
put
for
and everything.
bro, he was there for a week. He ate pasta, bread. He ate all the shit he could barely fucking eat over here because he gets all fucked up. He gets a heartburn. He gets all that shit. Nothing. No bloating.
Bro.
No heartburn.
How you
Woke
gonna
up,
be-
you got energy.
How are you going to be allergic to seasons? It doesn't make any
Dude,
sense.
it's ridiculous. It makes no fucking sense.
You know what I've decided recently is that I think I got fucked up. Because I always associate, I'm like, it was kind of when I moved here, to be honest. Like around that time. But you know what had happened at that time? When literally, I moved here and had to get my vaccinations and stuff. And the swine flu was real big at the time. And I got a swine flu vaccination at that same time of and I wonder now, I'm like, damn, I wonder if that did something because all those shit that's coming out about vax is just extra bullshit in there that fucks you up.
I got fucked up too.
After that.
I don't know if it was that one, but I got my mom made me get a flu shot because it was real bad that year or something. I was like, I don't get these things. Like, I don't. She was like, you're going to get a flu shot. I got a flu shot. I got deathly ill for like a week. If it was like, it was like 4 days. It was long. And I've got a flu shot since. And I've been fine.
Yeah, I've never got vaxxed after that, I don't think. Yeah. As far as like, maybe like one more for high school.
Well, the
COVID then after that. Well, that goes without saying, Mark, because that was the public's responsibility to each other.
Do you know how scary digital ID is?
I live in fear of it, and Nick makes fun of me. I'm like, this is real.
Bro, they could shut shit off.
They did it to England.
They could turn off your license.
First they did it to Vietnam, and you're like, okay. And then they just did it in England. You're like, what the fuck?
You're not vaxxed? Good, you can't drive.
This is why we need guns, not to be that guy.
No,
and we wonder why the podcast doesn't get popular. Say things that YouTube doesn't promote.
Nuts. But we're fucking right, dude.
You know Tim Pool has a billboard when you drive back from Chicago?
No.
It's like the Tim Pool podcast on Rumble.
Really?
Yeah.
That's wild. We need a billboard.
We need something. We need a goddamn shout out. We need to get on war mode.
Yeah.
War mode. We're on the same shit, brother.
We are on the same shit. And I think our stuff will really line up. And I think we could be we could almost be like an offshoot. We could do a lot of your research.
We're companion cast.
We do a lot of research. We could collab the research, and
we're brothers in arms.
Because we get how hard it is. We get how hard it is to make a timeline.
I'm a slut for the lore.
You are.
I love as much as I get into the history stuff because I have to. All I want is the God stuff. All I care about is the pantheons. I just want comic books in real life. I want vortexes and shit.
That's what's good about.
Yeah, that's all I'm.
Like that shit.
I'm just after powers
because I like it, but I can't get too far into it. You're good at that,
brother. Powers are real. I've never known anything more innately in my life than powers are real. Yeah. And you have to go through all your life telling yourself that, well, I've never seen power. You know, everyone that believes in that type of stuff is crazy. You can do shit. Like, there's stuff you can do. They were Neanderthals, bro. What if you could? What if we were like a hybrid of them? You know, like we could be maxed out where we're the best of every type of other hominid plus the God gene, and we're just all heavy with microplastics and metals and yada yada. I can't breathe. I'm allergic to goddamn seasons change. All week I've been tired as shit. Every night I come home and destroy my ears blowing my nose so fucking hard. I feel like my eyes are going to pop out of my head.
I've stopped taking my allergy pill, and I've been feeling all right.
Nice.
I really was.
I just took.
I was bad for a while, but no, I stopped.
Sleep
I think
12 hours.
I think I've shaken it because I'd never taken it, and I started taking this daily allergy pill, and then I was like hooked on it, and because I'm like, well, if I don't take it, my nose and stuff, I get all shitty, and then one day I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, get off! Like, you don't need this shit. Mm-hmm. Just fucking breathe. Like, eat some local honey and some tea every day. Get the local. You need the local pollen.
Back to that, man.
Get the local pollen.
I'm gonna buy half a cow. I'm gonna get one of those little cube freezers and get half a cow. Because I can't.
You should get a whole cow and milk it. Thought about that. We get land. You know how much milk you get per day from one cow? You get like 6 gallons.
Wow.
And not a lot.
I don't even drink milk.
Really?
I just have it with cereal and cookies sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know why. When I lived at home,
love
milk was like such a standard with cookies. And then when I moved here, I would make my cookies, never really drink milk with it. And I just did it the other day. I'm like, what a fucking moron I've been.
I love milk. I drank too much milk as a kid, the doctor said. I milk-induced anemia.
That's good for your bones. I've seen several kids that...
I've broken my arm twice.
Wow. It's probably because the milk you were drinking didn't have all the good stuff in it.
That is true. It's stripped down. It's milk-flavored water. That's what they don't tell you.
And they make up all these terms to confuse you.
And
I think we all know who they are.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're drinking milk straight from the tit.
Dreidel.
Yeah.
Code. They won't pick up on that.
They won't pick up on that.
So, like I said, didn't get to much on my end, but limited pantheon stuff I got. El is top creator of all. He marries this Asherah. Then his kids, he's got a bunch. I think he's got like 72. I might have said. Yeah, he's got a bunch of kids. But these seem to be the three main ones, and it's a very similar Greek motif where you'd have a Zeus, where he's god of kingship, storm, and storms,
or Anki,
Baal, or Marduk. And then you got Mot as Hades, and Yamu as Poseidon. So El in the Proto-Semitic and early Semitic language means God. Just this word straight up means it. So that's why you see all these Semitic words that have El in them, like
Elohim,
Israel, Ishmael, Bethel. Elohim. El is also the name of this supreme God. It's very similar to how we covered in the Enuma Elish, how Baal means Lord.
Yeah.
And they would say like Baal Marduk, and then eventually became like, you just say Baal because it means Lord. Same way. I think, or
Baal.
Well, the Israelites, they blended many of the qualities that came from El. El's, we're talking about it being Canaan, but it's kind of like, it's not like where the border ends and they believe another God. It's like a loose term. It's like that. I think they're counting like surrounding areas.
And quite frankly, they're all kind of believing the same thing.
And just calling different names.
Yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same shit.
So where El's the supreme God, the Israelites, they have their top guy is Yahweh. They kind of start taking some of the El's qualities and being like, yeah, Yahweh did that too, and he's got that going for him. And this is happening during Second Temple Judaism, and that's where Yahweh became Elohim, is from El.
Okay, that's interesting.
And then I think...
Elohim's in the Bible.
Oh, yeah.
It pops up, yeah.
Some translations have El in there.
That's interesting.
In the ones we read, it just does it as God, but I guess some of them say El. Because they don't say Yahweh, and they say Elohim, right? I think that was what they were doing here. They used to say Marduk, and then they were just like, oh, just shorten it to Bel. I think that's like why all this shit gets confusing. And all because they're shortening to where you can't even say the name, so they just call them God or Lord.
Yeah.
And you miss the actual name.
And it seems like a lot of this can happen when, like, certain, like, cities like get destroyed or overtaken by like another city, and they kind of merge, and it's like that's like you get like
confluence of culture.
Yeah, they said Yahweh, these people said Baal. It's like well, it's the same. Okay, we'll mix them. Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah, same way how we talk about Babylon being the center of it's when they took Judea, and you get that like weird mix of Babylonian magic and Jewish money.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, what the fuck just happened?
And it's weird because it's like. I wonder if that's why, like, when you see all these different, like, everybody has the same almost pantheon, or almost everybody has the same almost, like, the
hierarchy.
All the gods have the same stories and stuff, and you wonder if it's because when all of this came out of, say, if it all came out of Babylon or wherever it came from, and it started spreading, different cultures already existed, and then they're going to change that story to how they see fit, like to fit better in their culture. Like they're not going to call.
It's almost like
why in India? Why would you have an Arab named guy? Like we're going to call him Krishna, or we're going to call him whatever the fuck. Yeah.
And then instead of this tree, it becomes that tree because that tree doesn't grow over here.
Yeah. You would say the acacia bush, and people would go, "What the fuck is that?"
Or instead of a tiger, it becomes a bear. Like you just changed, but at the end of the day, it's like man, animal, thing happens. This happens
exactly.
You strip it down to the base layer before it's all dressed up. It's also like trying to explain shit in terms people can understand. You know what I mean? Like when you're explaining something to someone, you can't just keep saying it in the way that makes sense to you. You have to like get on that person's level and be like, oh, you like baseball? Okay, so it's like, and you break it down with that in mind. The supreme god of Canaan and the other areas, creator of gods and mankind. Like I was saying before, it's like the Greek motif, so that would make him Kronos, who is Saturn. And then either Anu or Enlil, because like we were saying with the Enuma Elish, it's like well, they all might just be off a generation too, you know. So like Enlil might, all the shit they say he did, it might have just been Anu. So
yeah,
we don't know which one exactly.
Because we were on that shit too when we were on the Enuma Leash, where it's like Enki and Enlil might be the same guy.
Yeah, even within one religion, they have it on double guys.
Yeah, it might.
So let alone other
exactly.
religions.
Like you start branching out, like one guy could turn into 10. You start seeing, you start seeing these big ass pantheons. It's like, oh, okay, well, it does make sense. Everything goes back to Nimrod or whoever you want to say.
Baal means Lord, Master, Owner.
Lord of the Flies.
Beelzebub in demonology, Lord of the Flies.
Which King James wrote a book about.
So it's legit.
A lot of people don't know that.
Well, what's also fucked up about demonology is like, oh, are those DMT entities? Like, is that what angels and shit are?
Yeah, that fucks me up.
Oh, you know a cool angel thing that relates to this stuff? Apparently, haven't done any research beyond the Wikipedia so far on this. The earliest appearance of the concept of fallen angels is from Canaanites, who they're talking about like the sons of God who got expelled from heaven, thrown down, and I guess that's like that's like a thing that carried over into the Jewish stuff that made it into our Bible, the Christian Bible.
It was in the Canaanite stuff?
That's where like the idea of fallen angels coming down from heaven originated from, this Canaanite shit.
Really?
And it was, again, Second Temple Judaism identified these sons of God as fallen angels, because I guess sons of God is what like it actually is translated as.
Well, I think that's what Hebrew comes from, the Phoenician language.
Right, I just mean, like, that's the whole thing we're talking about. It's just like one, that's like, it didn't come from somewhere else, to our point of like, this might be where shit's popping off from a little bit.
And King, I think Harem.
It's Haram.
King Harem the First. He was Harem the First. He was with he was helping Solomon build the temple. That's like a kind of like his Israeli connection to like the Phoenicians. Think about that.
It all comes back around.
Think about that fucking temple. I think that's first temple though. Right? Isn't Solomon's temple the first one? Solomon's gonna probably be a whole fucking episode. I don't even know much about this dude.
I just remember reading that God told David that the temple needed to be made, but he's like, but your son will do it. And that's who Solomon is. I don't understand that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, Solomon's David?
No, he's David's son.
Oh, okay, yes.
But God said to David, like, why not just wait till Solomon's around and tell him to make a temple? Yeah. It's weird to be like, David, we need a temple. And he's like, did you want me to do it? He's like, no. You're all thumbs. Your kid's going to be a real artsy guy. Yeah, Solomon's like, oh, my God.
Oh, God, I can never. How big of a temple?
I told you we needed the 10 by 10 stones. These are 8 by 8s.
These guys can't even, they can't work with this type of material. Like, no, we're going to
I said red granite.
Nah, I already know what your son's going to end up like. He's going to be good.
He's going to hell, but he's going to be one hell of a designer. I think we talked about it in one of the recent episodes, but how fucked up is that? They're like, yeah, you go to hell forever. And then they go and fuck kids and also gay.
Yeah.
Like, just crazy.
Well, they know they're going to hell.
Or if they admit it, they don't.
Because as we know,
like that one comment. So.
That's fucked up in general.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. We got to look more into that.
Shout out to that guy.
Yeah, no, that guy really nailed it, and we should have his name.
All right, here's a little ditty for you. Baal means rider of the clouds, with ride meaning like ride like a horse, or like to fornicate with.
Wow. So he's a bottom.
No, if he's the rider of the cloud, how would he be a bottom? He's on top of the cloud. He's riding it.
Yeah, but if you're riding something sexually, you're taking it like a woman.
The girl could be riding dick, but a guy could be riding the girl. If you're in doggy style, you're like it's a cloud. It's not a lady. You can be on top of it and be fucking it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
A cloud doesn't have anything to ride other than itself. It doesn't have a dick.
Bone. I get that.
I like that.
I get that.
Oh, speaking of fucking, how we got full circle.
The clouds, the heavens.
So Baal
Rain
means
is
rider of the clouds, which Zeus means gatherer of clouds, and Yahweh again means rider of the heavens. So they're all
the same people.
And the Greeks, I've always wondered how they can. But I think it's the Phoenicians. The Phoenicians, I think, bring all this shit and go to Greece at some point, unless that's the other sea peoples.
It's Persia, Greece, and then I think Phoenicians.
Oh, Persia. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I didn't realize.
Or maybe the Phoenicians are going on around the same time as Greece, and then
the overlap.
Yeah, and then
I just always associate Greece
is going to be a whole fucking thing too.
I know it's Middle East. We played geography for a year.
Oh,
I know where it is, but I have it associated just as like Europe. So I always forget that it's like, damn, it is right there. Like all this shit.
And you also forget when you say oh look, Greece. It's not Greece. It's like, oh, Greece.
The empire.
Greece goes to India.
Yeah.
It's India to fucking France.
The greatest empire.
Yeah, it's India to France. So it's it's crazy.
And then same thing. It's not like Greece and Italy are next to each other, but then they have those fucking islands. Like they're close by boat. Like they can link that
Mediterranean. That's what really comes into play here with the Phoenicians.
The sea people. That's the sea there.
Is control of the Mediterranean and the trade. Maritime law gets halfway start, and then it's really picked up in Venice. And
it's the same thing we talked about with the stocks and stuff, where it's like, oh, so these people were just doing things before they knew to make it illegal and just became the top 1% like that. It's almost the same thing still back in the day, where it's like, so no one's came up with, what was the thing you were just talking about?
Maritime law.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no one's come up with making a new, like you would just assume like the law is the law, and they're like, no, that's the land law.
Yeah.
So we still need to write down the ocean law.
We're on the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, who better to write it than us?
Yes, exactly.
Babylonian bloodbath practitioners.
Yeah. That's what it goes back. It goes back to that like Hammurabi law, or what is that?
Hammurabi
Code
law. Of Hammurabi.
Yeah, which that's going to be a whole other thing we got to look into. A lot of this is going to connect, and we're getting the building blocks.
It makes the law shit more interesting though, because they always say like how much of the Babylonian stuff is law shit, and I'm like, who gives a fuck? But then I'm like, oh, if they mean law stuff like maritime law or like money stuff,
these are the base.
Yeah.
Yes, Babylon is the outline of what everything falls on.
Much like the fine polygonal masonry that we study. These pieces fit together in fragmentation and jigsaw style.
It's beautiful.
There's like 15 fucking balls, and all they are just like local versions of the same guy. So I think
Baal means king or god.
Right, and then I think they were just like we were saying before, all had their little name for it, but then they all got lumped up into, I think Baal Hadad is like the more general, like who we're talking about when we say Baal.
Yeah.
So if you ever, because when you start to look for it, you're like, which Baal are you looking for?
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know.
The fucking good one.
This is where I was trying to get. His name became too holy to speak, like Yahweh, so they just called him Baal instead, and they dropped the Hadad. That's what it was. Same thing. He's got a storms and kingship like Marduk and Zeus. The only thing that's different about him is they drop the fertility thing, and I was starting to. I think that's to do with the Baal cycle, which I started to get into, but not too much. And I remember when I read through it the one time, I was like, I felt like there was like
a heifer
to take the
Yo, that's what the fucking Jews are fucking getting now. Yeah,
that's why you think it made the fucking the Baal cycle is a whole thing, and I think it's weird because I can't speak to the specifics about it because I don't know enough, but the general feeling I got from it was like the story they told had to do with agriculture and fertility and stuff. And I think that was just like the method, the medium of getting the metaphor across. So I think they might have attributed that fertility shit to him. And it's like, I don't know if they're sacrificing kids to a fertility god.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think he might just be like the storm and king god. And the king kind of just covers everything.
Yes.
And then like his powers, his storm powers. Like Marduk.
Yes.
Same guy.
No, that makes sense.
So the Baal worship gets spread by
That's just what we're feeling.
That's what we're freestyle.
We're kinetic leaders. We're like Bush.
You're a kinetic leader.
I am.
I like that. I love that guy that plays him. He nails
I
it.
might watch that movie again.
Of course, the Phoenicians and the Canaanites, the land of purple, the mollusk.
Yes.
I sent you that thing about the Ammonites too, right?
I think
And that's
so.
like the mollusk's name is Ammonite.
Yes,
Yeah, I
yes.
was like, what the? They spell this shit out, man. It's all there.
Look at the shell, Fibonacci sequence.
A spiral like pedophiles, like Pizzagate.
Yes.
And yeah, do I have a touch of schizophrenia? Perhaps. But who doesn't have a touch of something at this point?
Exactly.
Can I help that mine lends itself to what I'm into? Like we were talking before, the Bible, it mentions El, it mentions Baal. It says Baal is the false god.
The Bible mentions Baal.
What more do you need to listen to? A podcast could end right there. Bible says it's not true. Dr. Martin Luther the King Jr., Reverend God Almighty himself. Baal's like the opposite of that.
Baal Moran.
This compound might get dicey for you, depending on how much the schizophrenia progresses.
We should have bought that church, dude.
I know. I think about it a lot. Like we were saying before, the Lord of Flies, the Beelzebub, the Christians, like with your King James and demonology, that's the same thing as Satan. That's like one for one.
Yes.
Beelzebub is Satan.
Yes.
So when
These people are satanic also.
So when the Bible talks about Baal being a false god, it's literally like, yeah, you're worshiping Satan. Baal becomes the supreme god after El, same way we were saying Mesopotamian shit could have been Anu, and then they attributed it to Enlil after. I think the guy is El, but then by the time the Canaanites and stuff is popping off, it's come down to Baal. So that's the guy they fuck with.
That makes sense.
And
it's
they
just
say
a transition through cities. That's all. It's the progression of the same religion over and over again.
the quick ball cycle thing was that this region needed rain, and there's this whole story about like him and the his brothers, the death god and the ocean god, and they have like this whole back and forth and fight, and him coming back from the underworld is said to be like him bringing the return of rain. That might be the other thing with the fertility thing. Maybe it's like, you know, how we talked about rain being cum sometimes.
Yes. In private when we talk about.
Yeah. But again, these are things you know.
I don't know nothing about nothing, but I would love.
You sowed a seed in the ground so things could grow.
It's beautiful.
Metaphor.
It is beautiful.
Or not.
Yeah. Or not. Flowers, a very feminine. Like the blooms are very. Some blooms look like a pussy.
Very suggestive.
Exactly, yes.
Sometimes a snake's mouth looks like a pussy.
If you do this sometimes and do that. But I don't know anything about anything, but I would love to learn that the Baal cycle is what the Aztecs were doing, or the Mayans when they were throwing those heads down the pyramid. It'd be interesting if there's any similarities there. You know what I mean?
Similar arid climates.
Because then this would also connect with the reptilian guy, David Icke idea.
That could have been a lot of people.
Yeah.
I thought you meant an actor. Like I was like Draco. Slytherin.
Rothschild. Yeah. No, but that would line up with the David Icke theory that the Phoenicians seeded a lot of these civilizations, and then maybe that's where like the Baal cycle kind of cycled over there, and they were like, hey, but then again, they had these pyramids, so like I don't know.
They say it's a white guy.
What?
Like the guy that shows up there. Right.
Well, that's the thing too, is that like,
but if we get to Greek,
well, and that's the thing too, is that like it's always a white guy,
close enough to
halfway,
white.
and then Persian. I mean, the halfway. If you light skin,
Aryan.
Yeah, like you're almost you're pretty light skinned, but bearded. Same thing, bearded, blue eyes. Maybe.
Oh, they got plenty of beards. That's
blue,
that's
gray
fine.
eyes ish.
Gray.
Gray. I don't know. I'm just saying.
I can't help but say it like how Grant Hancock says it when he goes, Baalbek.
Baalbek.
Where the trillathon is. Remember that thing?
Yeah. Is this the end of your stuff? This is where mine picks up.
Yeah, I'm about to. That's
Perfect. Keep going, yeah.
And that's in Lebanon. And Lebanon's, like, right
It's
in
right
all
where,
this shit.
So right where Belbos, it's right next to
Byblos.
there. Go inland right there. That's where it is. It's more inland.
Because it's like right on top of Israel, right?
Yeah, it's not a coastal city. It's more inland in like the mountains. Yeah.
So that's right in the mix of all this shit.
Pull up some of those pictures. Let's see those stones, man. Because this is perfect. This is literally where mine picks up.
Oh, remember that guy I was telling you that's in I can't say Saskatchewan, that wall you sent me the thing where they're doing the new excavations. Mm-hmm. I told you that guy who's doing he's shooting the shit in like the best, most high quality possible camera. He was over here, I think, too.
I don't think that's just type in Baalbek big stones.
Yeah, that's what these are.
Oh yeah.
Baalbek.
Yeah. Dude, are you fucking kidding me? Look at that. That's insane.
You ever see the stuff that's in like the southwest of our country that looks kind of like quarried, but you can't see it without a drone because it's so like you would never notice it walking around?
I don't think so. No. Or I've seen like what John Levy brings up. He's always talking about quarries. Scraping the ancient history of our country. Yes, always along coastlines, scraping the ancient civilizations. Incredible.
I don't know what I would type in even.
The big stone, like that one right down there.
Where?
When they chisel out those big ass stones, like those things to your left. Down one. That?
No, it's like people hiking, but they have a drone with them, and they were like taking aerial shots of themselves, and then they were like, "What the fuck?" I think it's the John Levy shit.
Maybe. Hey, we'll put it in the comments. We'll put it up here. You'll be looking at it right now. And if not, we'll edit this out.
Sign me up for whatever.
No, I'm just kidding. That would be funny on the days I'm not editing. To be like, yep, yeah, and then right here you'll be seeing this.
There's going to be like this sick like effect that's going to happen.
And now watch, the water rushes in to our left.
I'm like, that costs money.
That's I have a job now.
Well, that's yeah, the production value is going to plummet.
No. We're good. We're good. We pulled this.
No, I'm quitting this job. So.
Yeah, no, we pulled this together. Yeah, we're.
I've been praying. I've been praying to Satan myself that I get this job fucking 8 minutes from my house,
and then we can like hang out again. Yeah, the temple up top.
Oh, don't trust this guy. By the way, I forget what his name is.
But fuck that dude.
Yeah, he does. Right, this is like how his thumbnails are. Is this style, this font on the side here?
Real puss boy.
Yeah.
What, like
he's not wrong all the time, but he's a puss boy.
Yeah, fuck that.
He was hostile towards snakes.
Who was?
Baal.
Baal? Really?
Yeah. Which it fucks me up on the whole reptilian thing. I'm like, I thought these were the reptiles,
the snakes.
But he says he's hostile to the snakks. But I don't know if that's also maybe only in the context of, because they say sometimes the sea god is represented as snakes. Yeah. And that's who, in the Baal cycle, he has a big fight with the sea god. And it's very reminiscent of the Enuma Elish, where he fights the ocean of Tiamat. And then there's also similarities to the Osiris story, where he's like, I think he's like trapped in a pillar, or like either that part, maybe that I just remember from rereading the Osiris thing. It's either that or he gets like his body spread apart. It was something similar to Osiris.
That's the Osiris thing. Yeah, his body spread apart. I know for sure. They cut him up.
Both of the things I said were Osiris. One of them is what connected.
Oh, okay. I got you. That's interesting.
And then, yeah, Baal cycle had something to do with a heifer and a human.
Heifer. Do you know what the heifer is?
The red heifer.
The cow thing.
Hmm?
Yeah, beautiful animals. I would love to get one of those for our land. And have it roam.
Ooh, what if? Because there can only be one of those, right?
I don't know.
Ooh, I was going to say, maybe if there can only be one of those at a time, what if we bred our own, and then that way we got it? So then they're spending all their time breeding it, thinking they're the only ones trying to get this weird thing, and it's like, bro, it lives on our farm. You'll never see it.
Yes, you'll never see it.
And I'll put a bullet through both of our heads if you come looking for it. Yeah. No, me next to the cow, so it'll kill both of us.
He shot himself to slow the bullet down, and it didn't even penetrate the cow's head.
It just hurt it, yeah.
It's blind in his right eye now, which makes it easier to sacrifice.
Well, no, because it needs to be perfect.
Really?
I blemished it.
Oh. Which is even worse.
I think one of my favorite jokes from The Office, because people like that show too much, but it is a fine show. He was talking about how much he hates Toby, and he's like, if I was in a room with Hitler and Toby, and I had a gun with one bullet in it, I would kill Toby. And they were like, okay, man. He's like, oh. And then Dwight chimes in. He's like, I would line them up. One bullet, two kill. So, that was a funny visual. Lining two people up to kill both of them to save
Guys, I only have one bullet.
Yeah.
Let's bring it together. Put your heads directly next to each other. Right next to each
Lean
other.
in close, like for a picture. Like for a selfie.
It's fucked up.
Oh, that's a good way. Oh, that's someone should use that. Be like, all right, get together for a selfie, and then.
Oh, Israel. Yeah, that's Israel's next move.
This is a very good podcast I've been listening to. They have many.
Great idea. Great idea.
The one is a natural torturer. His calling is being missed.
Yes, the other one might be Jewish.
Yeah, you really take the Jewish heat off of me, because I've been told plenty of times.
Really?
Like, I could not by.
Not by a Hasidic Jew.
Yeah.
When I'm
on the street.
wearing plain clothes.
No, just by like my friends. Like, if I'm the most Jewish one in the group.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
And now that it's been vindicated, 1% Ashkenazi, I'm basically fucking Slytherin.
110%.
I need to figure out how to weaponize it. All right, so now you can go ahead with your stuff.
All right. Baalbek. Like you said, dedicated to the god Baal.
Which really took me forever to realize. It took me too long to be like, what?
I just put that together literally the other day.
Yeah. I've heard it before and thought it was bull. I was like, no.
I was like, wow, Baalbek. I go, let me see if it's dedicated. Hey, no shit.
Yeah.
No, it's his main city. Cool.
Lebanon.
So like we said, Baalbek's kind of doing its own thing, and that's more inland. It's not coastal. So technically I think this is the first Canaanite city is Byblos. Byblos kind of, which they I guess they called it
where the word Bible comes from.
They called it Gebal, Gebal. I think some Roman general came in and renamed it to Byblos. That's the thing, I think. Another thing about Baalbek, that was taken over later by the Romans, obviously, and it was changed to it was dedicated to Jupiter. That's where like Jupiter, Kronos.
Where was
Baal.
it?
That's at Baalbek. Baalbek is dedicated to Jupiter. That's the big Jupiter. That Parthenon looking building. That's like Jupiter's.
And you know what's interesting? Because we were saying before how L was Saturn, and then Baal would have been more Jupiter. But they could be kind of the same guy. Is the other thing, you know what I mean?
Well, they are. It's Kronos, Baal, Jupiter. Like these are all the same.
No, I'm saying.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Like we were saying within the same, like L and Baal.
Oh,
the same shit could have been. So when we're saying like one's Saturn and one's Jupiter, it's like, well, if these two are the same guy, then it becomes like Jupiter and Saturn are the same guy. Like that's what I'm trying to.
That makes sense. Yeah, no, exactly. Where it keeps splitting the further you go down. Like shit keeps breaking off into more.
They have more kids and more kids.
Diluted,
and I wonder if it's just a matter of like making more specifics as they go on versus before. It's like, it's like the ocean and that's like death and that's like everything else.
Yeah, exactly. Make it more broad.
Because that kind of is your world, though. You think about it. You live on land, and you're like, well, there's the fucking ocean where who knows?
Hey, don't even try it.
That's like you as unknown as death, basically.
Yeah. And then when people come in from the ocean, you're like, yo, these people
Did
conquered.
Poseidon allow you to come
Yeah,
over? Yeah.
that's great. You spoke to Poseidon,
Right.
obviously.
You checked in when you got
Yeah, you didn't fall off the edge over there. Where'd you guys come
because
from?
the firmament you can't fall off the edge. There's an ice wall, dipshit.
Yeah.
Talking to people of science, like, yeah, we looked into it for a week. There's an ice wall.
Yeah, there's an ice wall, you dumbass. There's more land beyond the ice wall.
Oh, many lands,
Many lands.
many more realms.
Honestly,
It's a plane.
It is a plane, and we could be on a flat plane. It's multi-layered, and it is fucking.
I love just saying words as if that proves anything. I go, Nick, it's a realm. He goes, what does that mean? I go, it's a plane.
It's a plane. What do you want? What do you want?
I go, you mean to tell me you think we're on a spinning globe? And he goes, yes, because of gravity. I go, the theory of gravity? Which one?
Yeah, which one?
He goes, what do you mean which one? I go, Newton's or Einstein's, bitch.
Yeah, Newton's or Einstein's. They're all globalists.
Yeah, what's Einstein? J.
Yeah, exactly. So Byblos is taking off. Baalbek seems like this is where like the elites, like the Babylonian priest kings and stuff like that, because that was this temple to Baal is like a big ass temple. And when you say temple back then, it's like a bank, right? Like these temples.
It's like a bank.
It is like a bank.
They worship money.
They worship money. Temples basically like stored wealth, and that one two over. Yeah. Temples basically like stored wealth. These priests were like overseers of like contracts, and like they're like early bankers basically. That's what all the money got pooled into the temple. So it's like an old bank basically. And these elites it seems like they're hanging out in Baalbek. And then Byblos is kind of taking off. Byblos, it's the oldest Canaanite city. It's a Phoenician priest. I can't even say his name. I'll send it to you. He's quoted as saying that Byblos was founded by the god El, who the Greeks identify as Kronos. But when you look it up, you look up who founded these cities, and it's like, yeah, El founded it. It's like, well, hold on. If El,
and then there's probably named El some shit at the time,
Yeah.
and then by the time it gets to what we're talking about, it's like, no, that's Baalbek.
Gibal is what Byblos was like the original name was. But which also Byblos is where I guess we get the word Bible from.
Oh, I said that jokingly earlier.
Yeah. Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, that's legit.
I was completely kidding.
Yeah, no, that's fully legit.
I said that in jest.
Byblos was like the first great Canaanite kind of like trade hub.
Our instincts.
We're tapped in, dude. We're fucking tapped in. We're lined up. We're into some shit, man. Can we go back to the map, please? Byblos is like it's a coastal city, so it's kind of like the first big trade hub to the Mediterranean. So they're kind of running the Mediterranean right now. You got Baalbek on the inland. They kind of merge at some point, and you get basically like the elites running the Baalbek like cult systems integrated with Byblos merchant like aristocracy. Is that?
And we know who the merchants are.
And we do know who the merchants are, and we know who the elites are. So this is where now religion and trade kind of fuse. So now they're kind of able to, through trade, they can kind of spread their beliefs. This is
While you're buying your wares, might I tell you about the good word?
Exactly.
The end of the world is fast approaching, and our God is the great God.
So this is like the beginning of the first Phoenician merchant families. This is where, like you said, like it's a dual power. So you get Baalbek is the religion, Byblos is the trade, and this is where
Who else had a dual setup, dual kingship? Khazaria,
which Rome, like yeah, all these places, yeah. All this is happening, doing great. Then there's the Bronze Age collapse by the mysterious sea peoples, right?
they come through and murk everybody. They fuck everyone's shit up.
Bro. So the perfect storm, this is in like 1200 BC. The climate shifts. There's a drought. There's earthquakes in the Levant and Anatolia. these sea people come in and start disrupting the trade network. Major empires fall. The Hittites are gone. The Mycenaean, Greece collapses at the end of the Bronze Age. Egypt barely survives. Byblos declines. It's a shit show. The sea peoples have no explanation.
That's what I always remember hearing about them.
Random ass people, right?
Because I always hear about them from like Graham Hancocky, like Egypt side of things, like how they just kind of fucked, not Kemet, but they came in and just fucked up whatever Egypt had going at the time.
Yeah. So Egyptian records say that Ramses III said that he lists them as Sheridan. I can't even say it, but ends up being the Philistines.
Okay,
is whose they are, but they're, I guess, but yeah,
Philistines is like southwest of Israel and Judea.
Okay, yeah.
What was the thing you just said?
Ramses? Philistines?
Yeah,
Egyptian.
Philistines.
They appear as like maritime raiders are hitting cities in the Levant, Anatolia, Egypt.
Oh, that's where Beelzebub comes from, is Philistines.
Beelzebub. That's interesting.
The Lord of the Flies. That's a Philistine thing.
Okay. Oh, so a lot of scholars think they were displaced Mycenaean and Anatolian people. So like once basically the mainstream is kind of like the Hittites and the Mycenaean people and Greek, like these people kind of collapsed, and these were just like rogue fucking mercenaries that went out and started fucking with other shit, right? So
because I've heard that theory that the Sea Peoples were like a mix. They weren't a race.
Yeah, exactly. So what it seems like is that these Sea People could be mercenaries or agents of displaced like elites from like the Hittites and all this. So now these people were hired by the other elites to kind of like seize control of these areas. So like Greece is kind of falling. The Hittites are kind of falling. The Mycenaeans are kind of falling. The elites are like, hey, how about we fucking take these people out? We'll get some land, and then, so they're kind of saying that they were like paid to do so. Like these, it
was a job.
They were hired to disable these cities, seize control of hubs. Some names, the Denyen, later attributed to the tribe of Dan. The Danians.
I saw a little bit of that.
That's one of the lost tribes of Israel. They originally settled at the coast between
Which, if you're
Joppa,
saying this is from the Hittites, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the Hittites is like above Assyria, and the Assyrians are who took the 10 tribes. So it would make sense that could travel that way, because they border them on that side, the Hittites.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't know that. Okay, so that's interesting. That does line up more then. Because then
pull up this other
their
map.
symbol is the serpent and the eagle. Both ties to Babylonian bloodhood.
Mexican.
Yeah, dude, that's fucked up. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, so they're
Aztec.
So then this tribe, I guess, this tribe of Dan. This is like a little weave, I guess. This tribe of Dan, then they say they're influenced and they kind of migrate through Greece up into Ireland and Nordic.
Dude, I'm telling. What did I tell you the other day? The Ireland shit is for real.
So listen to this shit.
The Ireland shit is for real, bro. I'm not being biased because it pumps me the fuck up. It's for real,
bro. So listen to this shit. You're gonna love this. So this tribe of Dan that went into Ireland and kind of
we weren't slaves
and kind of influenced.
Tell me we weren't slaves. I'll beat you to death. We had it the worst.
So listen to this. The tribe of Dan that went up and influenced, I guess, these Irish in Ireland. They're the Tuatha De Danann. They're members of an ancient race said to have inhabited Ireland before the historical Irish, formerly believed to be real people, and are credited with the possession of magical powers and great wisdom.
Yes, because
powers
are real, Mark. You know what I used to think powers were? I thought it was the mystery schools, but now I think the mystery schools is part of the bad stuff.
100%. But it wasn't at some point. It seems like
it was perverted.
Everything was good. Everything was good at some point. We were doing good, and then
because it used to be Jesus stuff.
These power structures came. Yes, and I think what a lot of it is that the churches are fucked. Anything where churches, temples, that's not fucking. God don't like that. Churches
Right.
and temples are a collection for money.
Yes.
Churches and a temple is a bank. It's an old bank. And it's the first thing that like fucks shit up in Babylon, it seems like. And we're going to go more into this later. But like,
Because it's not like these places don't have like...
no. Why would I...
You have like a town square or whatever. You have like communal areas. You're already like a... You're a unified people. Why would you need to go to one place? It's not like here where... us Christians will come over here, and then us fucking Baptists will come over here, or whatever the different splits are.
And why is there 10 churches in a fucking little town? Like, it doesn't make sense. There's churches on every other corner.
Dude, I drove through Lockport the other day to get to work, and it was like 3 churches on one street that were each different denominations within Christianity. Let alone like when you catch like a rogue fucking in Jehovah's place or
No,
there's
it's
that
all
synagogue down there.
It's all a scam, and it all goes back to this. It all goes back to this old shit. They're banks and they're collector. It's pools. Look at they don't pay taxes. They're all tax exempt. They all do the same shit. They pool wealth, and it all goes back to the Catholic Church. Everything goes back to the Catholic Church. It all goes back to the Vatican and their secret banks and all this stuff.
And for sure, like a guy would make it his job to read the Bible and look into it. But why would everyone else rely on him? Like, when did it stop? You're supposed to read the Word of God and interpret it for yourself and have your own personal connection. You're just going to let a guy tell. You know how many times people quote from the Bible and act like God said? And it's like, oh, that was what so-and-so that no one gives a fuck about said, and we're just going to live our lives off that now?
Yeah, exactly. And it goes to the thing that you were saying before, the other day when we were talking, when it's like, why would you worship the temple that a person built? Wouldn't you
instead of that mountain that the Samaritans worshipped?
Exactly. Where God created the planet, God created whatever the fuck we're in right now. And it's like, why wouldn't you worship? You don't need a temple. You don't need a church. You don't need any of that shit. Why would you have a collection of people doing things? Why do you need my money?
Mount Gerizim.
Yeah, there's a mountain.
But yeah, why wouldn't it? Every other culture has a sacred tree, a sacred river. These are things that make sense. You know, the springs, the Absu. These are all things that make sense. Or if you're going to build a structure, it's built to the heavens. It's a pyramid to the heavens. It's a ziggurat to the heavens. It's not
where it's aligned with the planet.
It's not Solomon's temple, which I know some people say Solomon's temple is kind of set up like the Temple of Man in Egypt. But I don't know how accurate that is and how much people are just like making shit up for that. Yeah. The Temple of Man's legit. That guy spent like 15 years of his life living there, walking around being like, oh my God.
Or if the temple is made to show off the beauty of the planet by having it astronomically aligned with everything, and like you have mounds, like almost like the Serpent Mound, how like it lines up with the zodiac, and like it
or they're
rises
on the
thing.
Springs, or
And
they're
it's like,
at a geological
And
location.
it makes sense because you're not worshiping the temple. You're not worshiping in the temple, and it's not doing it's a fucking homage to the planet
or a device.
Or a device. Yeah, it could be a fucking portal. Who knows? I don't know what it is, but yeah. Anyway, so we get these people. The CBO, they could be basically. It seems like they're the muscle for the Babylonian networks, ensuring that the elites can kind of shift wealth from like these falling cities like Greece and the Hittites, because it's all about everything's about money. Everything's about money. So what they want to do, it's like, and they
get the name of the game.
So these elites and they kind of want to take them out, grab all the useful shit, probably historical records, because if you have the knowledge is power, baby. It's a real thing.
Gnosis.
It's a real thing. This is when the Babylonian Brotherhood, like these elite, this is when the elites break off from Egypt and Babylon and start transitioning to like merchants and laying groundwork for the future, which is, it's like two halves. This is the collapse of the Bronze Age is when the elites kind of like fucking blow up everything behind them and like move on with like, all right, cool, we'll grab everything. Move on. Now it's
hit the reset.
Carthage to Rome to Byzantium and Khazaria.
Yeah, hit
Venice.
me with Carthage because I started reading that a little bit.
So as we go on, so the collapse of we get the collapse of the Bronze Age. These new cities kind of start popping up. You get Tyre and Sidon,
which has Tartarian connections, if I'm not mistaken.
No shit. So really?
Well, that one guy that says everyone's Tartarian said it.
Good. So you get two cities that if you go on the map again after you're done. Tyre and Sidon rise after the Bronze Age collapse. Tyre is that's the mother of all colonies. You get Carthage, Malta, Chaldees, I believe is
The Chaldeans.
Chaldean, Cadiz.
Oh no,
Chads.
different then.
Sidon is where you get the early purple dye industry. That's where you get the purple from.
The land of purple, Phoenicia, Canaan,
Priest, merchant, aristocracy.
the mollusk,
This is also when
Tartaria,
this is where
royal godly.
This is where you get King Hiram, ally with King Solomon, helped him build the temple. This is where we can maybe get.
Doesn't Hiram mean bad?
No, Hiram is good. Or no, Hiram is the.
What you can't do, I thought. I thought I could remember Habib being like, "No, it's haram, brother."
No, yeah, I think it's like if something
doesn't align with their religion, like they can't do meat on something.
It's the bad stuff. I'm sorry.
It goes haram.
Yes. No, you're right. There's another word for halal.
That's food.
Halal's good. The stuff is halal. You can eat that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, who the fuck gives a fuck? It's all made up anyways.
They're a backwards people anyways.
It's all bullshit anyways. They're run by a fucking black nobility family. So the kings like Hiram, Carthage is where, if you go on the map, I'll show you where Carthage is. Carthage is right by Sicily. So after the fall of the Bronze Age, this is where
in Africa.
Yes, northern Africa.
I would have lost that bet.
Yeah, I did too. So at the fall of the Bronze Age, this is where the Canaanites turn into Phoenicians, which kind of seems like I don't know if that's actually it, but they're now referred to more as Phoenicians. They start colonizing now. So now they're going to colonize the Mediterranean Sea. They probably can afford that because they plundered the Hittites and all that other shit from the sea people. The sea people, I guess, turn into the Philistines, which is conveniently a
Aren't
buffer.
the Philistines around already? Or no, because this is before Bible stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Or no, this is the Bronze Age, so no.
The Philistines are the enemies of the Israelis in the Bible.
The Philistines are like down here.
Yeah, by Job. Yeah, by that area. Which I guess they kind of act as a buffer, which makes sense because they act like a buffer zone between the Jays and Phoenicia. Is the Philistines because they're the enemies.
You're saying once Phoenicia comes down over here.
Well, they still got Tyre and Sidon up there.
That's part of Philistines?
No, that's part of the Canaanite. That's part of the Phoenicians.
Oh, this thing is Tyre.
No, up top. Tyre right there. Tyre.
Oh, and they're saying they attacked this from there?
No, they those are trade routes. I'm saying that the Philistines settled south by Joppa, Joppa.
Yeah, they're down here.
Yeah. So they act as like a buffer zone between like Jerusalem and the Phoenicians.
That's what I'm trying to ask, though. If Israel's in between them and Phoenicia, so how would they buffer them? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Well, I think see where the green part ends? We're tired. I think that's where Philistines start also. I think they kind of go there. And then the Jays are down by like Jerusalem and more inland.
I think the Philistines are below Jerusalem.
Pull it up. You're very good at spelling.
See, the Philistines is this, which is next to Judah, which is where
and then
Jerusalem is.
So Kingdom of Israel. Okay, so I'm not sure then. Maybe they act as like a distraction.
Okay.
Or maybe they also meant as a buffer like that way.
Well, that's what I was trying to mean. Like,
maybe
I didn't know if you
that
meant
makes
like
sense.
because if they say this green shit is
Phoenicia.
Phoenician settlement, I don't know if you were saying like
no, that makes sense. Yeah,
maybe they have like a strong sea presence over here.
Yeah,
and the Israelis can't figure out how to boat.
Look at that! They got the tip of Spain. Can you imagine controlling that? The entrance?
What's interesting is this becomes pretty much what Muslims have. Remember in our Khazariya stuff, the Muslims had all of the Middle East, obviously, but then they also spread out across North Africa, and they snagged that bit of Spain They snagged Spain and Portugal, that Iberian Peninsula.
Yeah.
So it's funny that's. I guess that's just a matter of like you grab the coast shit, whoever you are. But
yeah, that makes sense. Why would you go further inland when there's fucking desert?
Yeah, you just set up shop and you're like, tell everyone else to be Muslim too, motherfucker.
Yeah, I'll fucking kill you. Exactly.
That curvy sword.
That's why they say Romans are Iranian.
Aryan.
Iranian. Yeah,
What I'm saying,
Aryan.
where
Yes,
we all
sorry.
come
Yes,
from.
yes,
Aryan.
Yes. I got 2% Iranian blood. I wonder if that's why.
I think so.
Makes sense.
You're more pure white than me.
Than you.
I'm an Irish white, but you have the Iranian, the true white,
pure blood. Yes. So for Carthage breaks off from Tyre because this queen Dido, Elsia, part of the Tyrrhenian elite. Apparently, her brother was murdered. Tyre was getting corrupt, which also doesn't make sense because they work together later on. But this person breaks off. They travel and they go create Carthage, right? Carthage becomes kind of like a Western base away from like Assyrian pressure because the Assyrians are coming down now.
From over yonder.
This is where we first see a council system. This is where Carthage is run by a council of elders. This is like an oligarchy system where merchant families, I have the names, I can't really pronounce them. Magdanins and Barcusai, I don't know. So this is where you get all these people have kings, right? So I'll explain this kind of system. So you have all these city states, and they all had a king, but they're like linked like culturally. So they're all Phoenicians, right? But they all have their own kind of like king and who's running their shit. They called it a Melik, Melek. So alongside the king, there was a council of elders, sometimes called the Senate, which Greek and Roman writers called it. This meant that like elite influence and like these powerful merchant families can kind of continue with power even if the kings fall. Like it doesn't really matter if the king dies because we can kind of hold shit down while we find a new king. Like sure, we're gonna stick with the king system. You're noble, yes, you're the king, but like in the meantime, we're gonna run shit.
What was the word you said? Was it this?
Mele. Oh, it's that word without the A.
Huh. I wonder. The name Amalek can refer to the descendants of Amalek, the grandson of Esau, or anyone who lived in the territories of Canaan. And the etymology of it was that
that was their kings.
It says the word means is a people who lick blood.
Well, they're also we also left out. This is I figured this was implied, but like Canaanite religion is heavily influenced by sacrifice, child sacrifice.
That's all the Baal stuff. Yeah,
that's all the Baal stuff. Yeah, and they.
Yeah, I guess we took that for granted that people know that.
Yeah, 100%. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's they are murdering. They're slaughtering children.
They do offer children as sacrifice. Yes, that's like so. That's Moloch, the Bohemian Grove thing. Moloch isn't. I think it's the sacrifice, and then the god is Baal that they are sacrificing it to. And they did that at the World's Fair in Chicago, and they said it was a doll.
That was fucked.
And then people were like, we don't know if it was or not. Even what that shit was called was like, the name of the event was something like showing your stuff to a new people. And it was like literally Jews being like, yeah, this is what we're about.
This is what we do.
Yeah.
Excited. Being like,
culture.
What the fuck do you guys, like, what are you guys fucking into?
Oh, did you know what crushed me the other day? You know melting pot, how they call New York and then America like a melting pot? That was like a made-up term by some Jew.
Why?
To like promote the idea of like race mixing.
I see. Yeah,
You're like, no, it's good.
Yeah, no, it's good.
You guys will be. I mean, it is in a lot of ways, obviously.
There's many good things that come from. We have Taste of Jerusalem down the street. It's beautiful.
And we are the best at. We got the same way.
Dragon Inn.
We got a.
Dragon Inn's great. Chinese food.
It's like less organized Mandingo stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're getting the best of all genes. That's why we have super athletes. Some people can only top out at certain areas. We're like, but what if we maxed out? We took all of your guys' maxes and we like made a Megazord-esque human.
Yes, a Yao Ming.
Well, that's just straight up Mandingo.
That's what they did.
That's a breeding camp result. Yeah,
that's what happened, and it's disgusting.
All right. Well, we'll bookmark this for later. People that drink blood. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty close. I mean, they just add an A to it, and I wonder.
Yeah. Save that. But so we're in Carthage. Carthage is the first time you see this. We have the council system. Yeah. We have the council system. This is where you have these elite families, because now we have these Phoenician merchant families that are money. Mm-hmm. They're loaded. So these people are going to want to move politics in their favor, obviously. So that's why they have the Senate. That's what an oligarchy is, I guess. That's kind of what we are. That's what it seems like. This is the first time. This is like a prototype version of black nobility, basically. You have these elite noble families, and they help out with like the government shit. They're all pooling temple wealth. So like all these different temples, they're all pooling the wealth now. The basically early trust managers, what they do in like the Venetian system, managing foreign trade deals, protecting their family assets, blah, blah, blah. They have checks on the kings. They're controlling the wealth. Blah, blah, it's all the same shit. Carthage had the most like famous version. There's two elected judges. There's a council of elders that really.
How you would do anything with even numbers?
Yeah,
like we'll have two judges, so then that way.
Yeah, that's fucking.
We'll always have an answer for sure.
Yeah, and then there's 104 tribunal chosen from the elders that oversees military finance, and then Aristotle apparently he said this was the best. This is the best constitution system, and he's also a globe believing retard. So who the fuck knows?
What's crazy is back then you probably got ridiculed the way a flat Earth person does now. You're like so the world's spinning right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so show me where it's spinning.
Exactly.
Wouldn't we be able to fucking fly? Whoa!
Whoa! It's crazy. Well, no, because the gravity holds you. Though gravity. Okay, gravity. Explain that to me.
I'm about to beat your ass. Say gravity again.
Fucking say it, pussy. That's
right. We're gonna believe what that guy said, and you see Newton all fucking.
Now, anyways,
queer.
What I was saying is there's 3 layers of heaven above us, and there's 7 layers below.
The lapis lazuli.
Yes, there's a firmament.
The ice wall.
Then the stars are holes, and the sun is a portal.
The stars are painted. The far stars are painted on. The sun's a portal. The planets are portals.
Obviously. But these elite families.
I don't know how Neptune factors into that, though.
Yeah, we got to figure that out. That's a whole nother episode.
Because they named Neptune after the god,
yeah,
not the other way around.
And do they? Yeah. Or do they know that Neptune's even there? I don't know.
Well, no, because on all the Sumerian stuff, it's always based on that 7-star thing, and then.
But that's the 7 classical planets,
including the sun.
Yeah, and the moon,
which doesn't include. But it goes as far as Saturn. They know that.
Yeah.
But then they don't see Neptune and Uranus.
Is that visible without a telescope?
No, that's what they say. But my point being is that, like, well, if we're saying that it's not a matter of them just being able to look up at the sky, and it's like they know what's there.
Yeah.
By like being told shit. Like I just think it's weird that Saturn is so important. Jupiter seems fucking important. Yeah. Mars is important.
Yeah.
Everything's a portal, and then they're just like, don't worry about Neptune and Uranus.
It's also crazy they would even know that they're planets. Be like, oh, look, a red star. It's like, oh, that's a planet. It's like, how?
I guess just size. But then that's probably why they thought the sun was a planet. Anything you could see like that was probably a planet to them, and then anything that was like a dot was a star, or whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mister, a star,
yeah, star. That shit.
A rock star. A superstar.
That's where you lose me. That's where I'm like.
If you can trace the etymology of it, I'm with it. But if you just say like those two things sound alike,
it's like, okay, come on.
Cool, man.
What are we doing?
Should be a rapper.
Yeah, what are we doing here? Do you want to hear about these families? I can't pronounce the names.
I mean, if you can do it without...
No, it's okay. If you want to, I'll send them to you if you want to put them in the thing. So anyways, that's what Carthage is. Again, you have Baal and Moloch worship, child sacrifice. This is recorded by the Romans, child sacrifice. I didn't know that. I forgot to find the documents that prove it.
Not only sacrifice, but getting the adrenochrome. It's all the same stuff.
It's all the same shit. This is where now Phoenicia has maritime dominance of the Mediterranean. They control North Africa. They have Spain. They have Sardinia. They have Sicily. All that area to the left of what we're zoomed in on. Phoenician elites kind of transplanted, creating a western branch of the Brotherhood with Carthage. So now there's the elite have kind of transferred power over to Carthage now. That's kind of where that's hanging out.
I think
while this is happening,
I was reading about the moon.
So now while all this is happening, Rome is slowly rising to power. You have the Etruscans. We're going to do that's a whole other thing. We're going to do a whole other thing on the Etruscans, because the Etruscans are apparently, that's the first cities in Rome. They dominated kind of in Italy. That's those first major cities in Italy, apparently founded by the Orsinis and I don't know if it's the Ferdinand or the Colonna, but this is the kind of the start of these black nobility families, these Venetian black nobility families, and these are popping off in the Etruscan Empire. And when Carthage and all these other cities start popping up, this is when Rome starts to rise. You have the Etruscan Wars, and Rome kind of takes out. This is all during like 700, like 500 BC. They were. I'm sorry, just a little back. The Etruscans were traders, builders, priests. Heavy influence from Phoenicia, the Near East. Early Rome absorbed the Etruscan kings, rituals, symbols. Gladiatorial games came from the Etruscans. I didn't know that. That was interesting. But you have now this is where it gets interesting. So now you have the Carthage nobility, right? You have the Carthage elite. Rome is starting to rise. You have these rich Etruscans now who are dominating trade before Carthage and all these other people were doing things. Rome absorbs this. They start getting bigger. You have now these other elite families. These are the Orsinis. These are the black nobilities that go on to be in Venetia. They're more aligned with military system or military expansion, legal systems, land ownership, Senate oligarchy, law, order, expansion through legions, later like imperial cult. It's a different type of elite. Carthage is more based on trade, oligarchy. They kind of line up on that, but like their big thing is like blood sacrifice, right? So now you have two different branches of the elite, and it's all about money. They don't give a fuck.
Or like the elites from their areas are meeting. Like the Etruscans were the elite. Where they come from, they're the top tier, and then
they're the top.
The Phoenicians are spreading out as the top tier from that side, from the east.
But they're also, I think, So that's where I get confused. So I don't know. And when I go back into Persia and Greece and that stuff, we're gonna figure out where the split is. I don't know if it's one branch of elite and these like noble families coming out of Babylon into Persia into Greece, and they split at some point and become the Etruscans, and then some people go on to Phoenicia.
Because that's would make sense. Because I was wondering when you're saying that they come up from to Carthage and go up into Italy, because then because I always thought it's like, well, no, Greece then Rome. So that would make sense if you're saying like on the one hand that is true, Greece and Rome, but on the other hand,
and these people didn't start off from Carthage. They popped off at a different, like the Etruscans started separately from Phoenicia.
Right.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying. Like if they're the people that came from Greece into Italy and got that side of it, and then you got the Phoenician people coming this way up through Carthage, and then now they're meeting like in Italy, like they came from both the south and north around the Mediterranean.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of the elite, but they have different. So they believe the same things, but they have different belief system. Rome is more leaning towards like law and order and like banking, I think, and like stuff like that, while Carthage is on, like, still on, like, the oligarchy, Senate families. Like, we're still about money. Everything's about money and trade and all that, but they're relying more on, like, blood sacrifice to Baal, and I think it's more heavily, like, religion-based on, like, Baal and, like, these old...
They still believe that shit where Rome's like...
I think they're kind of falling off that. They still have these cults where they believe in that. That's where the elite... They still believe in that stuff, but they're not doing, like, the child sacrifice.
It's like it's not for the masses.
They've kind of
fallen... The whole people. It's for the elites only.
It's kind of more now where it's not... these elites kind of seem like where Rome... It's not as upfront. Carthage, the child sacrifice, that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like, that's what everybody's seeing. Well, Rome is like, yeah, we're doing it. But
no,
like,
you guys should believe in Jesus, and then we're going to hang out over here.
We're going to go kill the baby. Like, that's what we're going to do. But, like, no. We don't do that shit. No, we don't. But, like, that's kind of what this elite seems like.
Well,
so
that'd be against the Bible.
Yeah, that'd be against the Bible. So this is kind of where Phoenicia and the Phoenicians are going to kind of start falling. So now Rome's building up, right? And like we said, there's these elites here and these elites in Rome, these elites in Carthage. There can only be one. We want to consolidate power. We want to control everything. Why would I share? I'm not going to share. These people are fucking animal. They'll kill their brother before they share with them. They're not going to. It's about money. I want it all for myself. So Rome attacks Carthage, right? So now this is when it's basically a clash of elites, and Rome rises in the inland. This is called the Punic Wars. You heard of the Punic Wars? I've heard of that. I never knew what the fuck it was.
No, I don't know what it is. I've heard of it.
That's what this is, I guess. I think it's 3 or 4 battles, or 3 or 4 wars. But it's a direct clash of like these brotherhood successions. Like I said, Carthage was more on blood sacrifice. Rome was on law and its own like power and order. During this period, like the elites kind of play both sides because we got to fucking win regardless. Rome ends up winning and absorbing Phoenicia and Carthaginian bloodlines into the already like Etruscan infused elite. Roman aristocracies adopt these mythological cults of Cybele. That's on that chart. Fucking cool chart. Mithras, Isis. This is where we get the fall of Carthage. It's in the Third Punic War. The Babylonian Brotherhood doesn't die, obviously. This is where these families then migrate into Rome. They become the Roman Senate. Or the Roman Senate becomes more oligarchical. I don't know how to say that. An oligarchy becomes more of that. Because you have so much wealth coming in from these Punic Wars, because now you destroyed Carthage. You have all of Phoenicia's money now. And that goes up into them. Well, so now Rome is getting a lot bigger. Cult of Baal, which they say Hercules and Moloch. So I don't know if Hercules is tied to that as well.
Well, Hercules is a half human.
Yeah, that's why that one didn't really make sense to me. Or maybe it could be a separate cult. I
guess he could be Nimrod.
Maybe. I know Hercules he's like a hero.
Yeah.
That's like the hero archetype, I think. Like Jesus.
I mean, I'm just saying, like...
Or maybe not. Maybe no,
you threw it out there. I'm not saying Hercules is a bad guy. I'm just saying, like, if he was going to map on anyone like Nimrod's and like a Gilgamesh, I could see him being...
100%. You're right. I'm sorry. Yeah, Gilgamesh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what, yeah.
Or he's like maybe a half.
I've heard that connection a lot, the Gilgamesh one.
Yeah, because of the lion.
Yeah, the lion thing, exactly. So, with the fall of Carthage, religious cults from Carthage, Baal turns into Saturn. This is where now we start getting the Saturn thing, I guess. Juno, Jubilee, that's the thing that's on that that we have to look more into. This merged more into Roman life, banking and trade networks linking Rome to the Levant, because now they got Phoenicia, which is connected to the Levant. So basically, by the time of Caesar's reign, Rome is effectively like a new Babylon. It's totally inherited the Babylon, that Babylonian structure that went through all these different stages and ended up in Phoenicia. Rome inherits Phoenicia and Carthage, and this is where it starts. It kind of becomes the new Babylon by the time Caesar happens. And these families, the Julie, the Cordelli, and it's all names that sound like Caesar, but they kind of consolidate power. And that's kind of where this ends. That's kind of where I left off.
So it's kind of like with the money shit, how we knew, like, starts in Babylon and then pops off in Rome. It's like the same thing for everything, basically.
It's the same.
Not just the money.
It's like the history repeats itself. So as like it's the same thing with. Remember how we talked last time how West Rome was West Rome was falling, so the power shifted to Byzantium.
Mm-hmm.
The elites know when these cities are going to go down, like that.
Yeah,
like they are, yeah, because that's probably what the Sea People thing was to end the Bronze Age. Like that could have been. They see these cities failing and they're hanging out by a limb, but because the people that live in the cities are probably good people, they keep the city alive. They help each other. They do things. But these elites come in and they're like, all right, we're going to shift power. We need the money. We can't just fucking end the city. So we're going to fucking send in some mercenaries, torch the city, and the power moves. And that's like what happens with...
Every time you do that, you hit the reset button, too.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you get to reset all these fucking people. Yeah. And it's like...
To write your own history.
And that's what happens over and over again. It's like the city falls, the people get hurt, and the elites that aren't connected to anything, like how they're not connected to Judaism, they're not connected to any of these fucking cities. Like they don't give a fuck about any country. It's even today. They don't give a shit.
No, because they're literally they're
leeches on. It's what it is. Yeah. So it's like no matter where they are, they have their bloodline. They have their trust in wherever the fuck they are. They have endless money. It doesn't matter. So as these cities are falling, they're like, fuck it. The elite move on to the next thing that they've been seeding because they know the cities have been falling. So they've been seeding other empires. And that's just what keeps happening. But we'll see where we go next. I don't know if we're going to go to Rome or where the fuck we're going to go. But
yeah.
Or what we want to do. Maybe the Etruscans.
Probably. We'll figure it out then.
All right, fuckers. Hey, you have anything else? Hey, well, you guys take care. And remember, God is good.